Hello everyone and welcome into the series premiere of Mean Green Scream. I'm your host Shaji Adam, and how this show works is we will have two analysts on each segment and we will discuss the latest topics in sports. And also we're going to play some fun games. Let's start the show with Marshall Green and Jacob Wells. How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
Doing good? You excited?
Yes, sir.
I'm excited too. This is the first episode.
Let's do it.
All right, I've seen the enthusiasm. All right, let's talk about our very own school. Let's talk about Mean Green basketball. They beat Old Dominion 64-47 and are now 18-9 on the season, 12-2 in conference play. And Marshall, I'm gonna start with you. How big of a win was this for the Mean Green?
This is a really big win. It was a big win. It's going to set the tone for pod play, which is coming up this weekend. I think the momentum was really going to be taken from this game from the defensive side. In the first half, Old Dominion only scored 17 points. So we really came out, set the tone defensively. And the game was really dominated by the backcourt of UNT. So.
All right, Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Defensively, it was one heck of a game. Coach McCaslin has been pushing that defensive angle here for this whole season, and it's really showed out this game.
Yeah, and definitely, and the one thing that I really love about this team is that every time they win, you see them celebrating like crazy in the locker room. They're always dancing, just going crazy, throwing drinks around and stuff. Now, Marshall, what is different about this team than we've seen in previous seasons?
I think this team it's a real defensive-minded team, and I see when I watch them play, I see them play together as a team. And one player wants to play for another player. They're passing for the open shot. They're diving on the floor for loose balls. This team just really seems to be showing the effort that's necessary to take them to the top.
Any players that stand out to you this season?
I'm going to go with Hamlet. He's put together a really great season. He's in conversation for Conference USA Player of the Year. He's averaging 17 points per game and 5 assists. And he's also shooting 90% from the free throw line, so when he's getting there, he's capitalizing.
Yeah, and he put up 27 points against Old Dominion, so he clearly is starting to be, at least on the court, the leader for this team, and he looks like he's also having a fun time off the court as well for this team by leading them. And Jacob, for you, like right now, they're going to enter into power play right now, so that's going to be good. They're actually going to enter as the #1 seed, so that's good right now. So Jacob, what do you think they need to do against Louisiana Tech when they go?
I think right now it's the same thing. Defense, because Louisiana Tech's coming off of a high offensive game, scoring 81-68 over Florida Atlantic. So if they can make that stop there, I think that's really the success they need.
And it's definitely important to go into it with as much momentum as possible because this last game against Old Dominion, they shot 51% from the field, and they beat Old Dominion in rebounds, assists, and blocks, and they tied in steals. And that's really important. That's how great this team is in going into for power play. And what's also interesting is that they're 6-7 out of conference, but they're 12-2 in conference. I mean, this is the first time they've had a winning season in conference since 2013. Marshall, do you think it's because of Grant McCaslin or because of the players itself?
I think you got to give him the credit. I mean, he does pick the players and recruit the players that are on the team. I think the team is really benefiting from the two junior college prospects that they brought on this year, James Reese and Javion Hamlet. Reese is shooting 45% from the three-point line in conference play, and I think that's just been the backbone of this team. Being able to make open shots from the outside is something different than they've been able to do in the past.
And, you know, like I said earlier to Jacob, with them going into the #1 seed, how big of a target is there on their back, especially going against Louisiana Tech, and how Javion Hamlet hit the game winner at La Tech?
You're the #1 seed in the tournament. The target's going to be on your back, and I mean, their last matchup versus Louisiana Tech, they were out-rebounded by 10, and in the second half, Louisiana Tech held UNT to 18 points. So UNT is really going to have to try and avoid drive spells like that they had in the second half offensively. Okay,
and overall, I want to talk to you. What do you think is going to happen in this tournament? Do you think that they can pull this off, being the #1 seed, or do you think the pressure is going to be too much?
So far, they haven't cracked under the pressure at all this season. They have stood up to the plate and they have run forward, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do this upcoming roundup.
I agree. I think they exemplify a play style that's resemblance of their head coach. Their head coach is a stern leader, and I think they're going to carry that confidence through pod play.
Yeah, and they've been playing great at home at the Super Pit. So tip-off will be at the Super Pit this Saturday at 3 p.m., so it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, gentlemen. Is Dak worth the money? Is Luka the next big thing? And who is the best coach at UNT? We discuss all that in a new segment next.
Look, it's those guys.
What's up? What's happening today? Let's do those pearly whites, man. Yeah. The boys, check it. Stand up, do my terrorists, don't compare us. Go.
Gosh, I'm so hungry. Do you guys want some pizza? Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's the sound? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
It started with the original care package, and millions more like it. Passed from hand to hand, across land and sea, to help survivors in the aftermath of war. As we grew, we found better ways to help those in need. Ways to make a real difference, not just today, but tomorrow as well. Be the difference in people's lives. Help deliver lasting change at care.org.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Welcome back to the show. I'm now joined by Jack Buckmeyer and Blake Elliott. How are you guys?
Doing swell.
Still breathing.
Back on the show.
Still breathing.
All right, so we have a new segment. It's called Fast Rate Debates, where we have debates at a fast rate. Sounds pretty simple enough, right? All right, so on here, on these papers, I printed out some pretty hot topics. So I'm going to say them to you, and then you guys give me your honest opinions about them. All right, sounds good?
Yep.
All right, let's
Ready.
have fun.
Try to keep it quick.
Yeah, keep it civil.
Keep it civil. Don't get too crazy. All right, so Jack, I'm going to start with you.
Do
Who's
it.
the best duo in the NBA?
Oh, best duo. Definitely Curry and Clay if they're healthy, but they're not right now. So I'm going to go with LeBron and AD. You see it right now. They're leading the West right now. I mean, name two people that are going to stop them. Shaq and Kobe, but they don't play anymore. So, and RIP Kobe. So that's the team I have. Those are my two.
I'm glad you changed your answer. I was going to go with LeBron and AD. When you have two of the top 5 players on the same team, it's kind of hard to stop that. But if you want to give just a competitor up there, when Paul George is healthy, Kawhi and PG, that seems like a very unstoppable duo when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah, but when PG is healthy.
When PG
that's
is
the
healthy,
big question.
what guard
All right,
is going to stop him?
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Luka and Kristaps because my next question is, how far can Luka and the Mavs go? For Blake, I'm going to give it to you.
I personally think they need a third star to make that championship run, but this is still a very young team. You see guys like Curry, Finney-Smith, they're all having like career years where they're playing very well when you have two playmakers around you. So I think we've seen without Doncic in the lineup, Porzingis has stepped up and vice versa. So I think once they start to get their flow, they get that third star, I think they're championship contenders.
Yeah, as of right now, their ceiling is probably the 4th or 5th seed. They're not beating the Lakers in 7 games. They're not beating the Clippers in 7 games. But after those two, it gets a little fuzzy. As you said, there definitely needs to be a third star. As the roster is constructed right now, I think we lead the NBA in players with 3 names. So. But those players with 3 names aren't going to help us win anything. So.
I will say, I do think the Mavs will make it further than the Houston Rockets this year.
Oh, wow. Okay,
If they make it to the same round, it'll be a longer series.
Okay, so speaking of the city of Houston, this is actually a pretty fun one, and this is in honor of our producer. Most likely to make a Super Bowl run, the Cowboys or the Houston Texans? Jack, I'm going to give it to you because I see your face right now. Most likely to make a Super Bowl run, Cowboys or
Most
Texans?
likely, I'd go Cowboys. As of right now, the defense for the Texans is not what it needs to be to win a title. J.J. Watt, who's been their iron horse, doesn't play. He doesn't play a full 16, and when he does play that one game in the playoffs, he's not there. I mean, Deshaun Watson's great. He can lead them there, but they just don't have enough. And then you have the Cowboys. You have Mike McCarthy. You finally get rid of Jason Garrett, who put the handcuffs on the offense, and now those handcuffs are gone. Now you have an offensive-minded coach. So hopefully, I could see the Cowboys going before the Texans.
And Blake, I'm gonna come to you this next question. That I hear Jared in the back. Our producer loves the Texans chirping in the back. But do you think Deshaun Watson will ever be mentioned in the conversation for best QB in the NFL?
Yes, I think he 100% has the potential and talent. He's on the same playing field as the Mahomes and the Jackson. I just think when you have a terrible offensive line and you're running for your life every single play, it's very tough to make those plays that those other guys are making. But I think he 100% has the chance to be there. It might be just a reconstruction of the roster, but I think he's on the same echelon as young QBs ascending the league.
Okay. And now staying with the NFL, but going to the Cowboys. Jack, is Dak Prescott a $40 million QB?
No, not even close. Not even close. If I'm Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott walks up to me and asks for 40 mil, I'd go stand on the 50-yard line and tell him to throw me a ball from the goal line. If it even comes close, I'll give him 40, but it won't come close. If Jerry Jones offers me 34 and I'm Dak Prescott, I'm sitting there giddy. I'm buying him dinner and shaking his hand right there. If he gets any more than 34, I'd be surprised.
It's a very tough question because I don't think anyone here thinks he's worth $40 million, but what other options do you have? Are we going to go? We don't really have a high draft pick other than a mid first round, and there's not going to be great quarterbacks left. I think you stick with Dak, but like you said, I wouldn't go over 35 mil. They're in a tough situation because they got a bunch of players they need to pay. Byron Jones, Amari Cooper, Dak. They've already paid Zeke. They paid DeMarcus Lawrence. So why take a pay cut now when it comes to your quarterback?
All right, pretty quickly, I mentioned this in the tease. So, Jack, who's the best coach at UNT?
Best coach, Seth Luttrell. I love Grant McCaslin. He's great. He's been great everywhere he's been. Arkansas State here, he's been great. But Seth Luttrell, when you look at what he's done for UNT as a whole, bringing them up into the top 30 in the country in a college atmosphere, that just puts you in an atmosphere above, just coaching itself. So I have to give it to Seth Luttrell.
I wouldn't have said it better myself. I would say Seth Luttrell. He's kind of put us into contention where people talk about UNT as a powerhouse school, and at least it comes to football. We're not a joke when it comes to that. We're still trying to get there in other sports, but I think UNT, as we've seen over the last couple of years, have kind of put themselves in that top ranking when it comes to football, and that's because of Seth Luttrell always putting a good performance out in the field.
I personally will disagree. I will say Coach Lama for UNT Tennis. He has been amazing.
Hey, we have a great
to coach people from different areas of the world, bring them here and do that. So I'm going to go with that. But that was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. Well, All-Star Weekend has passed, but the results still leave us shocked. We discuss that next.
What does it look like when a life is truly changed?
I feel a sense of accomplishment because I built a house. This house has brought us financial independence.
It's a great place to raise a family.
Strength, fuerza. When I look back where we've come from to where we are today, it makes my heart very happy.
Potential. Potencia.
For me, this house means all of us together.
Stop.
Together.
Security.
Security.
Every family dreams to have their own house. This house changed our lives.
Habitat for Humanity is at work in your community and around the world. Through shelter, we empower.
The American Red Cross needs your help to install 100,000 free smoke alarms nationwide. Join us April 27th to May 12th. Volunteer at soundthealarm.org.
Make-A-Wish grants a wish every 17 minutes. I know that sounds pretty magical, but in fact, it takes more than magic. It takes muscle. So, when a kid like Fabian wishes to be a superstar, things happen. Whoa! Or when Kahim transforms into Super Kahim. He feels invincible. It's because wishes have proven physical and emotional benefits that can give children with critical illnesses a higher chance of survival.
Help us make sure every wish comes true. Join us at wish.org.
NBA All-Star Weekend was one to remember as we had a lot of unexpected winners, where Bam Adebayo won the Skills Challenge and Derrick Jones Jr. won the controversial dunk contest. With me now to discuss the unforgettable nights are Derek Mims and Jamori Woods. How are you guys?
Good. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Good to have you on here. Okay, so let's talk about All-Star Weekend. This is probably going to go down as one of the best, controversial. Yeah. It was everything. It was a whole shebang. So Jamori, I'm going to start with you. What was your overall reaction for All-Star Weekend?
You know what? It was probably one of the best All-Star Weekends we've had in years. Everything literally came down to the final shot, final second, final everything, final dunk. It was a great experience, All-Star game, the dunk contest, three-point shootout came down to the last shot. Everything was just perfect, and we couldn't have expected anything better.
What about you, Derek?
For me, I feel like the dunk contest was probably the highlight of the weekend. I don't think Derrick Jones Jr. Well, I think he should have won. I don't think the other guy got robbed because, first of all, Derrick Jones Jr., his dunks were better.
They weren't.
Yes, they were.
No.
He had more consistent dunks going on throughout the show, and everybody just started jumping over people.
But he kept doing the same dunk over and over again.
Everybody started doing the same dunk.
No,
everybody
what?
just started jumping over everybody.
Aaron Gordon did not keep doing the same dunk.
Yes, Aaron Gordon had 3 good dunks. Jones Jr. had like 4 or 5, but that's my opinion on it.
Come on.
You're probably not gonna like it, but he had.
I'm just saying, the dude jumped over a 7'6" taco, and he looked
cool.
Oh, and even if he clipped him on the head, that's still what, a 7'4" dude.
Yes.
He didn't even clip his head; he clipped his hands. His hands were.
But I can't give you the win on a dunk contest on a dunk somebody's already done like twice in the night already.
What are you talking about? What dunk?
They've been jumping over people like the first 4.
Exactly, and he ended there by jumping over a 7'4" dude.
Jumped over a 7-footer.
Yeah, but he jumped over a 6'9" guys pretty much. I mean, it's not the same thing, but come on. It was the same dunk.
He was doing.
I can't give you win on the same dunk.
I think he was doing higher degree of difficulty dunks than Derrick, because Derrick was doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong,
his
that's very
dunks were more
impressive.
consistent, though.
Look, people don't realize how hard it is to jump over a 6-foot tall guy. Okay, we can't do that. I mean,
No,
even in my dreams, I probably couldn't even do that. But he kept doing the same dunks between his legs, then doing the power dunk.
But those were good dunks, though.
They were great.
The one between his legs where he jumped over the one guy.
True, but dude, the one off the side where Marco folds to the rebound and he.
That was probably the best dunk of the night.
Yeah, they would have won. They should have won him there. Did you not
he should have saved that one for last.
Did you not see Giannis' face? Giannis couldn't believe it.
He should have saved that dunk for last. That's the only reason I don't give it to him.
That was a perfect dunk.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Look,
should have ended the show with that one.
I think we all agree Aaron Gordon got robbed. Anyways,
Aaron Gordon.
Let's move on to the All-Star game. That has been the biggest criticism of any All-Star weekend. Now, Derek, do you think that did you like this format? Do you think they should keep it?
Yes, they should keep that format because it made the game watchable throughout the whole game. Like, because I remember growing up, All-Star games were boring in like the first 3 quarters, and then like if it was close in like the 4th quarter, then they'd start playing all of a sudden. But all in all, I like how they reset the score after each quarter. I feel like it kept the game interesting, and like when you had the target score in the last quarter, it kept everybody in the game. It was pretty good. I like it. Lucas should have played more, but hey, can't get everything.
I mean, it's the young buck. Like, hey, you sit this down, let the veterans take care of this. You can do this when you're. What about you, Jamor?
I agree. I like the format. This was something new to everyone, and it literally made every quarter competitive. Everything came down to the wire. Trae Young, daring Luka to shoot at halftime. It was just perfect. Like, everything was great, and literally came down to the last minute on every quarter. And so it just made more of a camaraderie. Everyone was challenging. Everyone was battling. You know, it made everything watchable. It was so much action, and I would love to see it every year after this.
Because other than that All-Star game, the only other watchable All-Star game in sports is probably the MLB All-Star game, because the Pro Bowl, nobody really does anything. Nobody really does anything anybody else except the MLB All-Star game and the NBA All-Star game. And now, since that's competitive, it's something to look forward to in the future.
I do agree. I think the NFL Pro Bowl is probably the most boring to watch.
I don't watch it anymore.
And it also made it better with the Kobe and Gianna tribute.
Yeah, I like that.
It just
that
made
was
the
good.
24 and the 2 on the back of the jerseys. Everything was great.
Yeah.
So.
So real quickly before we leave, let's move on to the next topic. Chris Bosh, he was not named a finalist for the NBA Hall of Fame. That includes Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. This would, I think if Chris Bosh made it, it probably would have made the best Hall of Fame class, but it's still a great class. Jamor, what do you think about Chris Bosh not making it?
You know what? As a hometown guy, one thing I learned was Chris Bosh is from Dallas, Texas. So he brought a championship to Lincoln High his senior year of high school. So as a hometown guy, as a DFW guy myself, I feel like he should have been named to the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just like, it's Chris Bosh. The Miami Heat retired the #1 jersey, 2-time champion. He can't do no wrong. He pass, score, anything. So I feel as if he should be in that list as well.
All right, so what name did you say got into the Hall of Fame?
Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett. Yeah. So Chris Bosh is kind of below that level, right? I think that's why they didn't put him in. That's why they didn't put him in, though. That's why they didn't put him in.
That's not
You
the
said
question.
Kobe, Tim Duncan,
Is he a
and
Hall of
Kevin
Famer?
Garnett.
He is
yes,
a Hall of Famer.
but he's
There
not
you
going to get in
go.
this year. He's not going to get in this year, though, because you know how the weird Hall of Fame is. Even though everybody gets in, I felt like it's special now. Even since Kobe passed, so now they kind of have to keep it a little exclusive. So you're going to give Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. That's really all you're
One thing
gonna
I
put
can
in.
say, 2 of the 3
Bosh
that did
is a
make
Hall of
it,
Famer,
they
though,
did
yeah.
come right out of high school. I will say that about Kobe and Kevin Garnett, but I still think Chris Bosh is up there.
And
with
look,
the
all
elite.
I'm going to say is that his career was cut short due to the
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
the little injuries
That's
that he
true.
had overall.
And LeBron kind of cut his career short,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. So it was a
11-time
career cut
All-Star,
short. He was
though.
a great big man. He was just as important in that Miami Big Three as
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah,
and
he
D-Wade.
was.
I don't think they
Outstanding.
would have done as well. All right,
Sure.
but thank you guys.
No problem.
All right, but when we come back, it's Trivia Thursday. Stick around with Mean Green Screen.
I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back. We like to see how good our analysts' sports knowledge is, and I think we can test it today by playing our trivia game called At the Buzzer. I'm joined now by Gilberto Obregon and Alec Rapp. How are you guys?
Good. I'm doing well. Ready to win. That's all I know how to do is win.
All right, that's all you know how to do. All right, it's going to look terrible if you lose this game. So let's get into it. This is our game called At the Buzzer. It's our trivia game. How it's going to work is that the questions are going to pop up here, and here's the first one right now. And I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds, okay, 10 seconds to go over it. All right, so let's get into it. So at Globe Life Field, they're going to flush every toilet at the same time. What's the name of this event? Is it A, the Ultra Flush, B, the Super Flush, C, the Atomic Flush, or D, the Texas Flush? You have 10 seconds. Don't answer yet. Wait till 10 seconds is over. Yes, this is a real thing that's happening, just so y'all know. All right. Gilberto, since you're Mr. Confident, what do you think it is?
I'm going to go with C, the Atomic Flush. That sounds like a legit name for that event.
I'm going to go with the Texas Flush.
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
Final
else.
answers?
Yeah.
All right. You both are wrong.
Yeah, it's B, isn't
It's
it?
the
Yeah.
Super Flush. The Atomic Flush was from an episode of Ned's Declassified when they did the same thing.
Yes,
So
I was going to bring that
you
up.
both have 0 points. All right. So let's go to the next question. What year did every sport in UNT post a winning record for the season? Was it A, 2019, B, 1976, C, 2010, or D, they never have done it? You have 10 seconds. Yes, in every sport. Basketball, football, tennis, soccer, esports.
Yeah, I'm going to go with D, never.
D, never?
It's too many sports. Like, just all of our sports got
There's a lot of
a winning season. I'm going to go with D.
It really is a lot of sports. I don't know. I'm going to go with B.
Okay, 1976?
Yeah.
All right, the answer is A, 2019, the 2018-2019 season.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Even like tennis, golf, all of
Yes.
softball.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking 2019 as in this past
The
year.
2018-2019
but-
season.
Okay.
But it's 2019, because to trick y'all.
I was
see
thinking
how-
never.
All right, you both still have 0 points. All right, here we go. Question 3. Which player holds the Dallas Cowboys rookie record for most tackles in a season? Was it A, Sean Lee, B, Ken Norton Jr., C, Jalen Smith, D, Leighton Vander Esch? And also, I want to point out that
You should know this.
Jalen Smith, maybe it's his twin brother with the 2 A's. All right, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, boy.
All right, time is up. Alec, I'm going to go with you. You seem a little bit unsure of yourself.
I am very unsure myself because I know for sure it's not Jalen Smith because he was hurt his rookie year. I'm going to go Ken Norton.
Ken Norton Jr.? All right, solid pick.
I'm gonna go with D.
Leighton Vander Esch?
Yeah.
All right, final answers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
let me go
I'm
ahead
going
and
to
go
go
with
Sean Lee.
Let's just
go.
You can't change your answer before the answer shows up.
We said final answers?
Yeah.
As
still-
a question.
I said your
I
final
still got it
answers.
right.
And then,
You still got it right either way.
I know.
Oh, yeah, the correct answer was Leighton Vander Esch. And you're right, Jalen Smith did not play his rookie year. All right, let's go to question 4. This is an esports question.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Which
Good
of
at Madden.
these is a playable champion in the esport League of Legends? Is it A, Genji, B, Sub-Zero, C, DJ Sona, or D, Scout?
Can I ask a question?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I have no clue what a playable champion is.
So basically the characters you can play as.
Oh, okay.
All right, good. 10 seconds, guys. Clock is running.
Playable champion. I think.
And I love how I know what each of these characters are so much. All right, Gilberto, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with B, Sub-Zero. I don't know why. I'm just sounds familiar.
All right, Sub-Zero.
I'll go A.
A. You both are wrong. It's DJ Sona. Gilberto, Sub-Zero is in Mortal Kombat.
Well, it's a playable
He's
character.
not in League of Legends.
My bad. It's same
Why
concept, right?
Scout
Fighting.
is from Team Fortress, and Genji is Overwatch.
Do we get points?
All
for
I play is
spelling
FIFA
errors?
and Madden.
League is spelled wrong.
No, I didn't.
That's all
But
I
yeah, but Gilberto, you still lead with 1. All right, we got a final question.
That's cool.
This is a pretty fun one. Which sports movie was the highest grossing at the box office? Was it A, The Waterboy, B, The Blind Side, C, The Longest Yard, or D, Talladega Nights? 10 seconds, guys. Y'all seem pretty sure. All right, let's quickly do this. Gilberto, who do you think?
I'm gonna go with The Blind Side, just because it's that emotional side.
All right.
Ooh, I'm going to go the water boy.
All right. Gilberto is correct. It is The Blind Side.
That was my original.
Congrats,
mistake.
you were confident and you win. You win 2-0. Sorry, Alec, I apologize. All right, but good job, Gilberto. I'm proud of you. You're going to be tonight's winner. So that's going to be it for us. For more content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mean Green Scream, and to follow us on Twitter at Mean Green Scream. Thank you all so much, and we will see you next week. And always remember, why do we scream? Because we're the Mean Green. See you next week.